fact, America is now a third world country, officially, according to a new European study. I'm gonna tell you about it. But unfortunately, I think a lot of Americans know this already. This is not just due to the healthcare crisis, okay? 70% of Americans have mental health issues and they cannot get help for it. Why? Because 3/4 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now. They don't even have enough money to get good food. This is not because of a food shortage, okay? It's simply because they literally can't get it. They don't got no money. Homelessness, the worst it's ever been. Substance abuse, the worst it's ever been. Crime rates, through the roof. And I don't know if y'all know this, but because of all of that, other countries are telling their citizens not to travel to America. Not just because of the safety of their own citizens, but because there's a lack of safety for our own citizens. Throughout history, the wealthy has tried to be like, white people, you guys have wealth, you guys have all this stuff. And then people of color, you guys are poor, you guys don't have anything. We're all in the same boat. And we've always all been in the same boat. It's just really bad now. The wealthy control the country and they have the most benefits from this country, okay? Not us. They made us, or white people, they made y'all believe that you guys had a lot of benefits, but you really don't. We have to wake up and work together. Get rid of the idea of race, okay? We have to work together.
My name is William Douglas. Many of you know me as LiamXML. I use the username LiamXML Revelation or RevolutionX on Instagram and as well as a number of other places. You watch this video, right? And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, America is pretty bad these days. But why? For what purpose? Well, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds got together to create a banking cartel and an industry and monopoly upon the human slave project.
We need a nation of workers, not thinkers.
Forcefully enslaved and pushed and forced into slave labor and indoctrination camps, and we've ran and operated this way for 100 years. Now, any good farmer knows that once a crop is a threat to the entirety of the plantation, they will immediately destroy that crop and plant a new crop that might be less of a threat for the overall well-being of the plantation. The enterprise cannot fail.
Our enterprise must be a success.
Whether we must take all the wealth and redistribute it into the hands of private individuals, leaders of corporations, no matter what, the enterprise cannot fail. So, in order to achieve success at this time, they will in fact cull the population. They will make people chipped, microchipped, vaccinated, cross-vaccinated from vaccine shedding, so that they can track every single man, woman, and child in this country. We are nothing more than property and an asset to them. We may not find ourselves to be that ourselves. In fact, we may find ourselves to be free and true and living beings, but they, on the other hand, consider us nothing more than an asset to be utilized and exploited at their convenience. But again, why?
Because we let them, George?
Well, if there's a war coming, a war to determine the future of the planet Earth, this war will be waged upon U.S. soil. It already is. We stole the future of China. China is stealing the future of America. No one can present each other with a gift of peace and prosperity at this time. Rather, instead, we have to ship in fentanyl by the ton, even though 2 milligrams is enough to kill somebody. We are destroying the country. We are destroying opportunity for people to advance and further themselves. There is no solid education systems in the vast majority of the rural United States. Colleges are no longer providing adequate education systems, but they are promising lifelong slavery to debt. We are a debt system based upon consumerism and fear. We cannot continue to operate under the system of lies that they use to manipulate us and control us and mislead us. They are bringing in millions of illegal migrants. Why? So they can promise a future with engineers? No. The 15-minute cities will be self-contained. All of their engineers, all of their developmental programs will all be delivered to us. We will no longer be developing our own technology. We will be nothing more than a slave class. America being a third world country, All these people are coming in to defend us from what war is going to be perpetrated, orchestrated against the United States in order to facilitate this system of complete and absolute control. It's very important to understand that the front lines of Hawaii and California is where they plan on orchestrating this fight, let alone the issues with the World Economic Forum saying that climate crisis is something we all must deal with, and if we don't take radical immediate actions now,
that 2 billion people are going to be displaced and have to be forced to relocate because of climate change. And they're engineering these fires not because of drones that are starting controlled burns, but because of Department of Energy.
There's also the warning of, in Life magazine, warning of 2,500 L'Oreal Nobel Prize winners and scientists is warning to humanity of a potential mass die-off. We're all in this era now, but it's all been engineered and orchestrated. Somehow I've always had this wonderful gift of just knowing what's going to happen before it happens, and I don't know what the nature of it is, but I watched Red Dawn yesterday, and I just want everybody to remember, very few people will stand up to defend you, except for you, and those who you love, and those who stand to lose the same as you do.
And what is the answer? Can't listen to this whole message without being given some form of a answer, a solution. We can't not only not participate, we have to remove the power from those who don't rightfully own it. They've killed off a lot of our families, our parents, our grandparents, our aunts and uncles, people who rightfully should have been there to stand up and get ready for this fight, to take back our freedom, to take back our liberties, to take back our lives. But they killed them because they were going to be the ones encouraging us, the ones who would be motivating us and giving us the okay and say, you're doing the right thing. I know it's scary, but you're doing the right thing. We can't allow the government to mislead us and destroy the world for some reptilian, psychopathic, tyrannical, narcissistic, deity complex having overlords. We can't let that happen. We have to be free. We have to protect our planet. We have to protect our planet. And they keep us so chemically sedated that we are afraid to even think these thoughts. They're taking your children from you. They're consuming them. They're feasting upon them on their little innocent bodies. And they're passing laws so that they can be less punished for these actions, because they know that reptilians just love cocaine and orgies with little kids. And this is the facts. People don't want to accept these facts, but we got Song of Freedom just killing it, knocking it out of the park. The next thing we're going to have to accept and face is the fact that if they don't like us, they can cull us. And then they can clone us. Then they could be completely satisfied with their new genetically modified versions of us. You might think this is all some type of an illusion. Unfortunately, it's not. Good day.
When this starts happening, people are going to be terrified, horrified, mortified. When people start parachuting down, people will understand the truth of what's actually taking place. The question is whether or not you're going to be prepared, and whether or not you're going to know what to do, even being prepared.